you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema affirms government support to the youths. The Zambia Environmental Justice Coalition expresses concern with government's approach towards pollution of water bodies on the Copper Belt. And Pakistan Army says 300 hostages freed from train. This bulletin is also live on our Facebook and YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie. President Hakainde Hichilema has noted that of Zambia through education, which will open more opportunities for them. Speaking when he graced this year's National Youth Day commemoration in Mongu, Western Province, President Hakainde Hichilema stated that free education has enabled many youths to return to school and chase their dreams. The president added that over 2 million children across the country have gone back to school since the introduction of free education. The head of state also indicated that the introduction of bursaries at the secondary school level has cushioned vulnerable families and provided an opportunity for citizens to excel academically.
Universities. What else are we doing? For the first time in the history of our country, we have introduced bursaries at secondary school level in the constituency. That's a point I want to make. I beg your pardon. We have taken bursaries to the constituency through the CDF at the local level so that the children who needs to go to boarding school can go to boarding school. That is how we show love to you, the youth of Zambia.
In the meantime, Transparency International Zambia TIZ has recognized the critical role that young people play in fostering good governance, transparency, and accountability. TIZ Executive Director Maurice Nyambe says the fight against corruption cannot be won without amplifying the voices of the youth and equipping them with the necessary tools to challenge corrupt practices at all levels of society. Mr. Nyambe says corruption continues to undermine development, limiting opportunities for young people and eroding public trust in institutions meant to save them. He says public resources meant for youth empowerment programs, education, and employment opportunities are often mismanaged or lost due to corruption, leaving many young people without the support they need to thrive. He added that if Zambia is to fully harness the potential of its youthful population, it must address corruption head on and create an enabling environment where young people can demand accountability without fear of retaliation.
In line with this year's theme, TIZ has been actively working to empower young people by amplifying their voices in the fight against corruption through our active citizens and community actions thematic area. Last year, we conducted youth capacity building trainings on how to report corruption and successfully trained 23 youths in Livingstone, bringing the total number of youths trained in Kawe, Kasama, and Solwezi to 81. Training such as these equip young people with the skills needed to recognize, report, and take action against corruption.
President and founder of Gabriel Kauma Foundation, Gabriel Kauma, has urged youths to take their youth seriously and responsibly. Speaking in an interview with 5FM News, Mr. Kauma highlighted the numerous challenges faced by youths, including unemployment and limited access to skills development programs. He emphasized the importance of responsibility among youths, stressing that they should make the most of their youthful years. Mr. Kauma also emphasized the benefits of being part of the Gabriel Kauma Foundation, which connects youths with like-minded individuals who share a vision, work ethic, and commitment to community service.
We should enjoy our youth responsibly. You understand that? Because as youths, we do understand to say that we are bound to we are faced with a lot of say different challenges. You understand that youth unemployment is high in our country. Skills development also something that we have as a problem. So in as much as we enjoy being youth, we should also make sure that we are responsible. And being part of organizations such as the Gabriel Copper Foundation reassures you and connects you to individuals that are hardworking, individuals that have got vision, and obviously working for the community.
Following the failure of the tailing containment facilities at Sino Metals mine and Rongsing mines in Chambishi, Copperbelt province, various stakeholders held an endeavor yesterday in Kitwe on pollution of water bodies in the province. The Luela and Mwambashi streams, which vital tributaries of the Kafue River in Kitwe, had suffered severe pollution. Speaking during the endeavor, Water Development and Sanitation Minister Collins Ovu says the environmental disaster caused by the bursting of tailings dams has had devastating consequences for aquatic life, livestock, crop production, and human health. He says the contamination of these critical water bodies not only threatens the livelihoods of surrounding communities, but also poses significant risk to our broader national ecosystem. The minister therefore stated that the endeavor serves as a crucial platform for stakeholders to collectively address the pressing environmental crisis affecting the country. He says the significance of this gathering cannot be overstated. And speaking at the same meeting, Sino Metals Leach Zambia chairman Zhang Peiweng says with the strong support from all government officials, positive progress has been made in accident remediation. Mr. Peiweng says current findings are that the water acidity has been restored to normal. He further noted that officials from the Ministry of Agriculture and councils are actively proceeding with the assessments, and that while the assessments are ongoing, the company took proactive measures by distributing mealie meal, cooking oil, drinking water, and other essentials to affected residents, addressing their immediate livelihood needs. Meanwhile, Zambia Environmental Justice Coalition representative Meluli Malisa expressed concern that the government has not come out strongly in line with available legal provision against the perpetrator. He says this raises questions as to whether the government is serious in punishing environmental crimes.
Now, well, it is a good gesture that has been done, and we hope that it's going to lead to tangible results. However, as CSOs, what we haven't seen is the government coming out strongly against the perpetrators of this environmental crime. And we begin to question whether, despite a robust legal framework, the government has or is serious about punishing environmental crimes. Or how we see it is that there must be an incentive for being a good investor.
And in other news trending this evening, Patriotic Front Media Director Edwin Lifwekelo has stated that constitution amendments are not a priority at the moment, but rather reducing the cost of living, which is the current demand of the people. The Zambia Police Service Commissioner for Administration, Susan Malundu, has reaffirmed the service commitment to implementing government policies that foster national development and regional security cooperation in line with Zambia's foreign policy pillars of peace, security and stability, and economic diplomacy. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The Swedish government has decided to continue funding the next phase of a project aimed at reforming the Zambia Police Service into a people-centered and human rights-based institution after noting the impressive outcomes from the first phase. Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security Jack Mwimbu says the government and the Zambia Police Service wholeheartedly welcome the extension of the project initiated in 2022 to ensure public gatherings are managed in a human rights-based manner. This came to light when Swedish Ambassador to Zambia Johan Hallenberg and his team paid a courtesy call on Mr. Mwimbu at his office in Lusaka on Tuesday. And Ambassador Hallenberg and his delegation noted impressive outcomes from the first phase of the project, whose objective was to enhance human rights and the rule of law within the Zambia Police Service, hence the extension of funding. The Swedish delegation has commended the Zambian government for demonstrating practical commitment towards the project and credited this for the impressive outcomes noted from the first phase. Ends the business news, and now in foreign news. Pakistan's army says it has freed more than 300 hostages from a passenger train seized by militants in Balochistan province on Tuesday. The military spokesperson said 33 militants were killed during the operation. 31 civilian hostages, and 4 military personnel were killed by the Baloch Liberation Army (BLA) before the operation began, the military spokesperson said. The military continues its search operation in the area to rule out any remaining threats. And in sports news, Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk says he has no idea whether he'll stay at Anfield beyond the current season. The Netherlands international is one of the 3 high-profile players, along with Mohamed Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold, who are out of contract in June. Talks between Liverpool and Van Dijk have been ongoing for some time, and the 33-year-old defender has previously indicated he is keen to extend his stay. And now, the weather.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
The evening is mainly cloudy, slightly windy and warm to hot with rain and thunder. Temperature is ranging between 27 degrees and 34 degrees Celsius. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema has noted that the government is empowering the youth of Zambia through education, which will open more opportunities for them. Following the failure of the tailings containment facilities at Sinometer's mine and Rongzin mines in Chambishi, Copperbelt province, various stakeholders held an indaba yesterday in Kitwe on pollution of water bodies in the province. And finally, Pakistan's army says it has freed more than 300 hostages from a passenger train seized by militants in Balochistan province on Tuesday. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie. Do have a pleasant evening.